Hello, Captain. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. It is I, your captain, my captain, Cash the Stampede. It's time for the weekly reset, and lucky for us captains, we got some news finally from the Ubisoft devs. Today's reset will include the letter from the producer at the tail end, so check the link in the description. You'll see a way to get right to the letter from the producer if you don't care about this week's reset. Other than that, let's go ahead and get to it. First off, we still are in the middle of our event. This is the Dark Tide Lullaby. It will be going on, according to this thing, for another 10 days, another 20 days, apparently. I thought it was going to be gone quick, but nope, 9th, 16th, 23rd. So the Dark Tide Lullaby will be here for a lengthy amount of time, making sure that everyone gets a chance to get the new torpedoes and the new furniture that you can get along with the event, that being the Hellgate Serpent. Also, Reaver's Revenge and the Soleil Royale will be up for your epic bosses to take on this week. Now, as far as the Smuggler's Network is concerned, for you to buy, we still have a few new pieces of furniture that were right up here at the top in case you missed them last week. Sandbag Painting Station, Rampant Carriage Hold, the Atelier, the Couvrage, and the Royal Sterilization Tent, along with, of course, a couple new pieces of deep iron if you are still collecting, and the rest of the equipment that we had from the beginning of the season still here. For the reset, or for the limited time item area, we got more blueprints, Company Spirit's Locker. The potent schematics 1 are still available, along with Charge Stores Pain Piper this week, Drown One's Toll, and the Leather Station 1. For armor, Pishacha, the Immortal Vessel, and the Wailing Ward, which I always like to point out is the one that, of course, reduces damage and crew stamina depletion from toxic attacks, but just in general, you get a free perk, reduces the crew stamina depletion at the start of bracing by 40%. Very good for literally any tank in the game. Blightkeeper is back, Hung Yi Pao is back, Divine Thunder, I'm pretty sure never left, and we also have the Carronade Culverins available for purchase. Alright, so now with the weekly reset portion out of the way, let's go over here to our favorite overhang and discuss the letter from the producer. As always, if you want to read the entire letter in its completion on your own, that way you can check out some of the images that I cannot include in today's video, link will be down in the descriptions below. Greetings, Captain. In our previous letter, we shared an update on our plans for Year 2, Season 2, and Faction War more specifically. We renewed our commitment to quality while strengthening the game's core experience and putting community feedback at the heart of everything we do. Since then, the team has been hard at work building and improving the foundations of the Faction War experience, and we are confident things are heading in the right direction. Today, we are excited to confirm the release of this anticipated new in-game feature with the launch of Year 2 Season 3 in October. This update will also include several new additions and improvements as we continue to focus on what we believe makes Skull and Bones unique, its naval combat. So, for Year 2 Season 3, for now, we'd like to share with you a high-level overview of the major features and improvements we have planned for next season. We will follow up with more details and progress through dedicated dev blogs, as well as the full patch notes, which will be made available closer to the launch date. So, let's take a first look at Year 2 Season 3, Guts and Glory. So, for Faction War, our vision for Faction War remains the same, a new community-driven in-game experience in which players pick a side and fight for control over the Indian Ocean. Here's a brief overview of what the core gameplay loop will look like for Faction War in initial release. So 1, you will pick a side at the beginning of the season, Company Royale or the Dutch Merchant Company, choice is yours. Then you participate in various activities, get out of the way, various activities to collect war assets and push your faction war closer to victory. During each battle phase, aid your faction by capturing and defending contested territories. Earn unique rewards for your efforts. Should your faction be victorious at the end of the war, you'll earn yourself some more spoils. Whether the faction you choose to side with is victorious or not, you'll need to prepare yourself for the next fight, for dominance begins on a clean slate. Alright, these are just the foundations for what we've envisioned as a new long-term evolving in-game experience. With your feedback will help us which your feedback will help us shape throughout future seasons of Skull and Bones. It will also open the door for new features and more fearsome threats that we will touch on at the end of this letter. For more in-depth information about Faction War, keep an eye out for our dedicated dev blog coming soon. Sloop of War, the Poison Spreader. Year 2 Season 3 will bring a new medium ship that excels at dealing damage over time through its efficiency in the updated poison weaponry archetype. Nice, we're finally getting a all dedicated poison ship. If you like watching your enemies slowly wither away while you stay just out of reach, this ship is built for you. We will share more details about the Sloop of War, so stay tuned. As far as the narrative is concerned, the conflict between the DMC and the Company Royale intensifies, this season's story will take a darker turn, unveiling a secret that will plunge you deeper into the heart of war. Someone's been pulling the strings all along, but who and why? By taking on this season's quests and contracts, you'll be the one to bring some secrets to light. Alright, so a nice little narrative fun, hopefully way better than what we got for Season 2. While the season started out good with the narrative and cutscenes, it kind of fell off as the season went on. So hopefully they stick to it so we can kind of follow this nice narrative they're trying to lace up this year. New weapons, armor, and furniture. So Year 2 Season 3 will of course introduce new weapons, armor, and furniture, some of which will be designed to shine on the Sloop of War. They don't show the names of the actual armor, and furniture, and weapons, but they all have a dark green and black tint to them, indicating that they're poison weapons. So we have a poison set of torpedoes coming in. It looks like possibly just a straight up poison seafire weapon. So potentially, instead of it just shooting out fire, it's just straight green poison. And what looks to be a poison furnace piece of furniture. I mean, it doesn't show clearly what weapon, but chances are it just increases the poison damage if I was to hazard a guess. Limited time events. Season 3 will bring back limited time events with a new twist. Requiem of the Lost is the one that you've all been waiting for. This was how you will get the Hellgate Culverins, but the Requiem of the Lost returns to hunt the sea with its eerie atmosphere just in time for Halloween. While Azure Solstice will once again challenge captains to face the frozen convoys. If you participated in these events before, you can look forward to brand new rewards. For captains joining the first time, you'll have a chance to get rewards from the previous edition. So that's good. So we're not only going to just see the the Hellports coming back. Look like there will be some new weaponry available as well. Potentially some more self-healing weapons, since that's usually what that set kind of entails. A mythic Lepes. Face off against Lepes, now imbued with renewed power, unleashing wider devastation as his new weapons spread a toxic plague during his deadly ramming phase. This encounter gives you a chance to secure a new loadout that perfectly complements our new ship, the Sloop of War. So again, pushing that poison set. Looks like taking on this new version of Lepes might get you a poison piece of furniture to help to finish off your set. Not bad. I'm okay with us having tougher versions of these captains. Recently, we've been just annihilating everything in Tier 2 as our Discord meets up on Saturdays. So yeah, we do need some sort of challenge to send us back to the outpost and, you know, to kind of rethink our choices as we get ready for the next run. Next up, quality of life updates. Through our focus on delivering quality and depth to our naval combat, we've identified many areas of improvement thanks to your thoughts and suggestions. Today we'd like to highlight a few we believe you have been waiting for. So now, Ascension locking. Since the introduction of Weapon Ascension, one highly requested feature was to have the ability to lock specific mods and reforge specific stats. You asked and we listened. Prior to reforging a modification, you'll be able to pin it to lock the chosen stat in place, enabling you to reroll the value without losing what you already had. If I understand this correctly, when you lock this in, this will give you the ability to only roll for the locked in ascension. So it allows you to lock the stat in place, allowing you to re-roll the value, right? So for those of you who are trying to get those god rolls, let's say you already have your amplified explosive, but you don't like the percentage. If I'm understanding this correctly, you should be able to lock in your perk and then only re-roll the percentage. We'll have to wait and see exactly if that's what it is, but that is a very good addition if that is the direction they're going with that. And another one that I did not think that we'd be seeing so soon, Armor Ascension. So with Year 2 Season 3, the Black Mail will offer the extension of the Ascension service. Another popular request you've all been asking for, Armor Ascension will finally be available. In addition to Ascension locking and Armor Ascension, man, that's a lot to say. Furniture updates will bring a wave of quality of life improvements, aiming to enhance your core gameplay experience. Here's a quick look at some highlights. So, increased reforge attempts. So, finally, they're trying to do something about the reforging situation. Let me move the camera real quick before I get kicked out of the game. We're getting 15 more attempts. It's getting moved from 60 to 75, and if you have already used all 60 of your rolls, you'll see that when Season 3 comes around, you'll have 15 more rolls, which should give you 15 more chances to be disappointed in what you're getting. I'm kidding, but hopefully this is something that will help sort of help us get some of those rolls, because man, I am just not getting some of the ones I want recently. Sailing and navigation, we've added a new optical indicator and improved visual effects to help you sail smarter. When your ship is properly aligned with the wind, you'll now see clear indicators showing that you're gaining a bonus to sailing speed. Map improvements in Year 2 Season 3, we're improving how key markers are filtered and prioritized on the minimap, so you can navigate more easily. Based on your feedback after the dark map mode was introduced, we also introduced colors of the map to make it a lighter blue, and now they've added in more visual elements like clouds and tides to make the map feel more dynamic. There are some pictures on the link on the letter to the producer. Click the link down in the description if you think you want to take a look. Domains. This actually sounds pretty good. As a part of our ongoing changes to reduce clutter on the map, we've made some changes to encounters with sea lords and sea monsters. Domains are areas where you'll be able to sail to, draw out the lord or sea monster in question, and do battle with them. So instead of them just being at some random spot on the map, it sounds like they're going to have designated locations. And with this should help the team be able to plot out some of those convoy routes a little bit better. If these, captains aren't moving around the map, or, possibly, changing the location of where they may, generate, or whatever the case may be, maybe this can help to, single them out, giving them a nice area, allowing the convoys. Some convoys, you're right, one or two can still go through events, but I want my normal convoys to just be convoys out on their own. Hopefully that helps with that. Seasonal hub and seasonal journey. So with Year 2 Season 3, we'll be introducing a new seasonal ecosystem to the game. The goal of this feature is to give players easy access to all currently available events, store offers, and engagement systems on one single screen. We're also introducing the seasonal journey, which provides buffs for the duration of the season for completing quests. Alright, not bad. So that would kind of, of course, reset every season, but a few, passive things that might help your captain or your entire crew out in battle. Water spouts. Originally planned for Year 2 Season 3, it is a feature that creates opportunities to slingshot you across the water on the edges of the spout, or wreck your sails if you get caught on it. We're continuing to polish this feature to ensure its quality at launch, and there's a chance we may release it slightly later than Season 3. We'll keep you updated on its progress. They are, what are they called in One Piece? The updraft stream, or the up, man, it's been a while since that whole Skypiea arc, but essentially it kind of looks like that. It is a giant ass burst of water. I mean, the picture that they show, the burst of water dwarfs your ship, so it is massive. So apparently these water spouts will pop up, and if you're at the edge of the circle, right towards the edge of it, it sounds like it'll just launch your ship. So instead of launching it up into Skypiea, a la One Piece, it'll just shoot your ship across the ocean, kind of like Going Merry when they throw on a little coup de burst. I'm not mad at that. That's cool. I have been thoroughly enjoying drop my controller and turn my captain around. I have been thoroughly enjoying a lot of the things that they've added into the open ocean. So, you know, a lot of the lightning effects when there's a storm around, the wind effects that help us burst and get a little bit of speed. So I do like how they're improving the open world. Keep that up. Cosmetics. We remain committed to delivering cosmetics and content shaped by your feedback, and with a strong focus on darker, grittier cosmetic designs. In Year 2, Season 3, you can expect even more striking looks. This Blackbeard ass looking captain that they have on here looks really good. Again, sorry I can't put it up on the screen for you. Link is still in the descriptions just in case. Looking beyond Year 2, Season 3. So the development of Skull and Bones has always been an evolving process, building an experience for and with you. Our goal is to keep you updated as progress unfolds, and we'll have more to share soon. By laying the foundation for the faction wars in Year 2, Season 3, we're building the framework needed to introduce even more fearsome threats and new features in the future. We want everything to feel connected, which is why we're getting the first iteration of Faction War right. Is our priority. Once this groundwork is solid, we can expand the Skull and Bones world in new directions. I really am curious about where they want to go, but man, I want them to get over this hump so they can stop, alluding to what they want to do, and they can start talking about what they actually want to do. But that being said, let's see. We know you love sneak peeks, and we promised one at the start of this letter, so here it is. And they show off the Corvette, a brand new large ship. The Corvette is currently in development and planned to make its grand entrance in Year 2, Season 4. Please note what you are seeing is an early concept and subject to change as we continue to refine its design. So nice, just picture of a Corvette, but I mean, if you've been playing this game, you know exactly what the Corvette looks like. It's one of the ships that you'll see the Company Royale sailing around in. Kind of just looks like an extremely large brigantine is the easiest way to kind of help you identify it. But yeah, they show off a picture of that. Again, link in the description. And as we wrap up, it says, speaking of threats, there is a bitter chill born on the winds of St. Anne, a whisper carried through the cobbles in the dark of the night, foreboding, a sense of fear, trepidation, even. Something is coming, Captain. I did a terrible job of reading that, but they just, let's see, fear its great power, soon you will be devoured, taken you shall be. There's an unusual odor in the air at the Dutchman's camp in Season 3, whatever could it be? I don't know that we're getting our Kraken next season, but the smell, is one of the things that they talked about extensively in Pirates of the Caribbean. That was one of the identifiers of the Kraken. So I hope this nice little bit of narrative that I ruined at the end of this video is related to that. But we will see, apparently, in Season 3. But that is it. It says join us live on September 10th at 2 p.m. for our next deck live stream on the Ubisoft Twitch channel. We'll be showcasing gameplay videos and taking the opportunity to answer your questions. So now, I don't want any of you to show up and wonder why they're not showing off anything for Season 3. That is not what this is for. At best, they'll be able to kind of talk about some of the things that they've discussed in today's letter from the producer, but I hardcore wager that any actual information, dates, anything that we'll be able to hang our hats on, so to speak, will likely not be a part of this event or this devlog. But that is going to do it, Captains. We did it. We knocked her out another weekly reset. We knocked out another letter from the producer, and hopefully we knocked out a little bit of unease about the game recently, because man, there is just not been a lot to do. Even though we have our new events, it's been slow going in the game. So I really hope this faction war thing picks up. We still haven't heard anything about other features we're supposed to get this year. Does this mean that, the Kraken's coming next season? It sounds like it might be, or maybe we'll be getting some Kraken teasers. I'm unsure. We also haven't heard anything about the land combat, something that we didn't even know the game could do, and then was announced, and then now has been pushed back because of the faction war thing. I want to know about it because it really sounds like it would just add another layer into this game, something that it desperately needs right now to help keep everyone's attention while we sail around. But that's going to do it. My captain is getting fidgety. He doesn't like staring off into the distance like this, so we're going to bid him and the rest of you adieu. I have been Captain Cash the Stampede, and as always, we'll see you in the seas, Captain. You take it easy out there.